Good Friday. Good Friday. Why do we call it Good Friday? Good Friday is the day that we honor Jesus' death on the cross. Now, a death usually is really sad and something that makes our hearts mourn and be sad and grieve. But we can look at Good Friday, the day that Jesus died, with joy because we know the end of the story. And I'm going to share it with you today when we talk about it in Bible. Okay? I can't wait to tell you if you don't already know. I think most of you already know the end of the story. It's the reason we can rejoice and be glad in it, right? All right. Today is April 2020. Let's count our days. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I already told you what day of the week it is. It's Friday. Today is Friday. Friday. Today is Friday, April 10th, 2020, and this is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Boys and girls, this is the day that the Lord had died. He died many years ago so that we could be in relationship with him. Isn't that a reason to rejoice and be glad in it? I wonder what the weather is like outside. Can you guys put on your binoculars and sing the song with me? What's the weather? What's the weather? What's the weather like today? All together. What's the weather? What's the weather like today? Is it sunny? Is it cloudy? Is it rainy or windy? What's the temperature? What's the temperature? Is it hot or is it cold? I wonder what it is like out there. I hope it's a beautiful day. Our question of the day is, have you ever held a real bunny? I'm sure that many of you have seen a bunny. Maybe you've only seen a bunny in a book or a picture. Maybe you've drawn a bunny before. Have any of you held a bunny or pet a bunny? I don't know if this is going to be right or wrong. Okay, so look for your name and tell me if I was right or if I was wrong. Okay, I'm putting some of these up here. I have no idea if I'm right or wrong. I know Aiden has. Last year in our class we were able, and Logan has too. Because last year, I forgot Logan, you were in my class last year too. Last year we had a big bunny come to the classroom. Do you boys remember that? That really big fluffy bunny? Yeah, so you definitely have pet a bunny before. And we'll see if I got these right or wrong. So let's count. Which one has more? I'm sorry. Which one has more? Yes or no? No has more. That's right. How many does yes have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes has 5. Good job, magic marker. That is a 5. And let's count the yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good job, magic marker. That's a 6 too. Wonderful. Let's count to make sure that all of these cards add up to 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wonderful. We're all here today. Now let's look at our letter E. Whoops. Our letter E is not on there. Yesterday we talked about eagle and how it says its name. Eagle. We're going to look at another word that says its name. Eraser. Eraser. Eraser begins with the letter E. Letter E. Letter E. Eraser begins with the letter E. Eraser. Good job. All right. Now to my favorite part, to talk to you about the ending of the best story. Now, it's not an ending forever, but it's the ending of the story when Jesus dies. Jesus dies on the cross. Remember how our eggs yesterday were about how Jesus was hurt and how people were just really putting a lot of pain on Jesus with the crown and the whip that hurt his back? Yeah. Well, we're going to read this story so that we know how the ending happens And then we will be able to be glad that Jesus loved us so much. Let's read this. Jesus helped people in many ways. He loved people very much, and many people loved him. But not everyone loved Jesus. Some of the leaders didn't like Jesus at all. In fact, they were looking to get rid of Jesus. They didn't like it that many men and women were wanted Jesus to be their leader. And these angry people said, if we let this go on, everyone will believe in him and we won't be in charge. They wanted to be in charge and they were afraid Jesus was taking over. So remember Judas? Remember how we talked those eggs with the coins and how Judas betrayed him? Judas helped these men who were afraid of Jesus getting too popular. And so the leaders decided to send soldiers away to take Jesus away. This was a very, very bad thing to do, but it was God's plan for Jesus to take the punishment for all the wrong things that had ever been done or would ever do. And Jesus agreed with this good plan. Oh, this is so important, boys and girls, and I want you to hear this. Okay? Jesus agreed to this plan. Jesus said it was okay for those people to hurt him. It was okay for those people to kill him. And he said it was okay because Jesus knew God's plan. And he knew that if he wanted to be in a relationship with you, this was the plan that he had to do. So he let the soldiers hurt him and even put him on a cross. And Jesus died on that cross. It was a sad time for Jesus' friends. They carried Jesus' body to the tomb and put it inside. The tomb is a cave that was used to bury people who had died. And they left Jesus' body in the tomb and rolled a big, big rock in front of the tomb. And on the first day of the week, some women who were Jesus' friends walked sadly to the garden where the tomb was. And their wonderful friend Jesus was dead. But when the women got to the tomb, they had a big surprise. What do you think the big surprise was? The huge rock that was in front of the door was rolled away and moved, and Jesus' body was gone. And suddenly, an angel appeared to them wearing a bright, shining robe. "Why are you looking for Jesus here?" the angel asked. "Jesus is not dead. He is alive. He is risen like he said he would." And now the women remembered. Jesus had told them that he would die but rise and live again. And they ran to share the good news. Jesus met them and said, "Be glad. Rejoice and be glad." And the women got down on their knees in front of Jesus, and they weren't sad anymore. They were very, very happy. They ran to share the good news with Jesus' friends. Jesus is alive. Boys and girls, today is Good Friday, where we recognize that Jesus died on the cross. But we can rejoice and be glad because we know the end of the story, that he doesn't stay dead for long. He raises from the dead and he lives today in our hearts. Isn't that wonderful news? So I want you today to go and spread the good news. Tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your pet, tell your brother, tell your sister. Say, "Good news! Jesus is alive." That is good news worth celebrating today. I hope you all have a blessed Easter. I hope you all remember that Jesus loves you so very, very much. And I do too. Happy Easter. Friends, I forgot to show you the end of the eggs. So I'm clipping it back on. Okay? You were all like, "Miss Christy, what about the eggs?" I don't know if any of you really noticed that they were gone. But we have to open up the last 3 eggs. This egg has a white cloth. Remember yesterday that we hung Jesus on the cross with the nails. And then they took and pierced his body with the spear. And it was really sad. And then they took his body down and he wrapped it up in this white cloth. Woo! That's exciting. And then this egg has a big rock in it. Can anybody remember why this rock is in this egg? Does anybody remember from the story we told? I'll show you this picture. Right, it's the big rock that was covering the tomb, and it was rolled away. And when they went to look inside the tomb, it was empty. Jesus' body was not in there anymore. He had rose and he was living again. And that is the wonderful news about Easter. I hope you boys and girls have a wonderful and happy Easter. Till next time.